Well, President Trump's re-election campaign is in full swing, even as Democrats push the impeachment inquiry. One America's Ryan Girdusky sat down with Lara Trump to discuss the president's accomplishments and what the campaign is doing to win in 2020.
The election is more than a year away, but the campaign is underway. Democrats on the Hill and running for president are talking about impeachment. Does that change the narrative of the campaign and your message to the American people?
No, not at all. And let's be clear, the only reason they're talking about impeachment is because they know they can't beat this president. This president has been incredibly successful in his not even full 3 years in office. And when you see the results around the country, when you see that he has really changed lives for people, when you look at the tax cuts and the fact that 80% of the country felt such a big impact from the tax cuts, they got around $2,000 back in their tax returns. Those kind of things, jobs, having a full-time instead of a part-time job, bringing manufacturing jobs back that our previous president said were gone forever. The fact that we have a president who's actually looking out for the safety of this country, whether it's on our southern border or trying to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula, we have a president who Americans feel is fighting for them. And I think when you look at the success, when you look at the promises he's actually kept, which is very hard for many politicians to say, most don't keep their promises, Donald Trump has. And I think the Democrats know whoever they choose as their candidate, it's going to be incredibly hard to beat this president. So what do? They turn to impeachment. They've been talking about impeaching this president since day one because they still can't accept the results of the 2016 election. So they found one thing that they thought, a secondhand person who didn't even hear the call, who said it's so crazy, and now they're calling for impeachment officially. I think American people have seen this for what it is. The majority of people in this country do not favor impeachment, and I think it's going to hurt the Democrats wholeheartedly as we look into the campaign. That said, at the Trump campaign, we're running on the success that we've seen throughout this country thanks to President Donald Trump. We're running on the fact that as a whole, people's lives now are better than they were before Donald Trump was president. It doesn't change the way we do anything. We really are just out there making sure that people, as they go to the voting booth in 2020, think about the fact that we can continue the great prosperity we've seen under President Donald Trump. Or if you vote the other way, you can vote for full government takeover of most aspects of your life, socialism for the most part, $93 trillion for the Green New Deal, and so many of these other things that the Democrats have stood on stage, raised their hand for, like health care to illegal aliens, like defunding ICE, decriminalizing border crossings, full open borders at our southern border. When you look at those things and compare and contrast, I think the strategy for us as we approach 2020 is to make sure that people know if they want to continue the high stock markets and great economic prosperity and jobs in this country, like we've seen with President Donald Trump, they're going to vote for him for 4 more years.
So one of the president's strongest supporters have been blue-collar workers, especially white blue-collar workers. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, from August 2018 to August 2019, there have been 50,000 new manufacturing jobs in swing states. But some states like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and New Hampshire have lost manufacturing jobs. How do you tell blue-collar workers and have a message to blue-collar workers that jobs are coming back that will help them, especially in those pivot states?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important. And this president has been such a great champion of blue-collar workers. You know, things don't always go exactly as you plan them to. Sometimes things ebb and flow, but everything that this president and his administration are doing every day are bringing those jobs back. They will come back. You contrast that with almost every single Democrat running for president who wants to get rid of fossil fuels. Think about the impact that would have in states like Pennsylvania. That would eradicate thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs. So we have a president who is big on oil and gas, fossil fuels, wants to keep coal thriving in this country. And you contrast that with what you might vote for on the other side, which pretty much every candidate has said we're going to eliminate fossil fuels. Talk about getting rid of a lot of jobs. That would kill, yes, so many jobs in this country. So I think, you know, the message really is, you know that this president is bringing back the manufacturing jobs. He's doing it every single day. Has it been exactly perfect everywhere? No, but they will come back. They'll continue to come back because his policies are allowing them to come back into this country. And you're either voting for that and continuing in that direction, or again, you're voting for the Democrats who want to get rid of so many more jobs in addition to those that the Obama administration lost.
Many of his supporters are really worried about big tech and big tech's suppression of their voices on Twitter and on Facebook and Google changing algorithms. Is that a concern of the campaign, and that many of his biggest supporters and advocates will be silenced on social media where a lot of information is shared?
It's a huge concern. It should be a concern to every American out there. We're in a bit of an unknown space when it comes to social media, and it was great for us in 2016. Brad Parscale was masterful in the way that he used social media to help Donald Trump become our president. And I think that the tech industry was taken aback by that. They didn't expect anyone to use it in quite that way. Now they're paying attention, and now they are silencing many, many conservatives out there, including my brother-in-law, Don. I hear all the time about the crazy way that they suppress things on his Twitter account, Instagram. The president just met with Mark Zuckerberg recently. He's paying very close attention to this. He's met with the big tech companies, and he's been very clear. You can't do that. That's not what this country is about. And while we don't have, this is a new space and we've never been here before, I think everyone realizes how dangerous it could be if you start silencing people, whatever their political leanings or whatever it is that they want to say out there, simply because you don't agree with it. So the president's paying attention. We're paying attention at the campaign. Don't worry, Brad's in charge of the campaign as our campaign manager now. So he certainly understands this way better than I do. And we are working at the campaign to make sure that our messaging gets out, regardless of what Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anyone does, but it certainly is something that should be concerning to all Americans out there for sure.
Well, Lara, thank you for speaking on One America News.
Thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.